Okay, so good afternoon to all the students, and welcome in our manufacturing technology lecture. Okay, so uh, in that last lecture we have seen regarding to the definition of that drilling machine. Then we have seen the classification of the drilling machine, and also we have seen working principle of the drilling machine, how the drilling machine is going to work. That point we have seen, and also we have seen the portable type of drilling machine, their construction working, and also we have seen the pillar type of drilling machine. That much part we have completed, okay, from the chapter. And now, okay, in this lecture we are going to discuss regarding to the next type of the drilling machine, that is the radial drilling machine. Okay, in this lecture we will discuss regarding to the radial drilling machine, its construction working, and also we will discuss regarding to the which operation we can perform on the drilling machine. Okay, that 2 point we are going to try to cover in this lecture. Okay, already we have explained what is meant by the drilling machine. Simple drilling machine means it is the machine it is used to produce a hole on your workpiece. Okay, and that in that drilling machine we can use a multi-point cutting tool, and that multi-point cutting tool is called as the drill bit. That drill bit we can hold in that spindle, and that drill bit we can rotate along with the spindle, and then we have to press that our multi-point cutting tool into the workpiece, and then we have to remove the material from the workpiece in the form of the hole. Okay, and how that drilling machine is going to work? Simply in that drilling machine, okay, what is the principle of that drilling machine? Simple. In that drilling machine, simply we can use one motor is there, or that power transmission unit we can use. Okay, when we have start that motor, the spindle of that motor is going to start rotate, and in that drilling machine we can use step pulley for power transmission. Okay, then once we have to rotate the spindle with the help of that power transmission unit. Okay, and we are knowing that at the end of spindle we are using one check. Okay, and inside that check, or with the help of that check, we can hold the cut tool, means we can hold the drill bit. Okay, and also one provision is also provided on that drilling machine is hand wheel is provided. See, this is the hand wheel is provided on each drilling machine, and with the help of that hand wheel, okay, hello, my screen is visible?
No, sir.
Hello, hello.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Just hold on a minute. Okay, so now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Now it is visible.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
now, okay, so we are discussing here the working principle of that drilling machine. Okay, already we have explained in that last lecture. Also, okay, also we are going to discuss here once again the principle of that drilling machine. Okay, simply we are knowing that drilling machine it is used for producing the hole on your workpiece with the help of multi-point cutting tool, and that multi-point cutting tool is called as a drill bit. Is there simply in that drilling machine we can rotate the spindle with the help of the power transmission unit. It means that we can rotate the spindle with the help of the motor, and once your spindle is rotating, we are knowing that at the end of the spindle we are attaching the check, and with the help of that check we can hold the drill bit, and once we have to rotate the drill bit, then it is necessary to give the feed to that tool, and means we have to give the feed to that drill bit with the help of the hand wheel is provided. And when we are rotating that hand wheel, okay, when we are rotating that hand wheel, means we can reciprocate our tool. Okay, it means we can move our tool in up or down. Okay, and we are knowing that for giving the reciprocating motion, or for giving, or for to move the to a spindle in upward and downward direction, okay, one mechanism is used, and that mechanism is called as the rack and pinion arrangement is provided. And with the help of that rack and pinion arrangement, the rotary motion of that hand wheel is going to convert it into the reciprocating motion to the spindle. Okay, this is the simple basic principle on that our drilling machine is working. Okay, now, okay, now we are going to discuss next type of the drilling machine, that is the radial drilling machine. Okay, now we are going to discuss regarding to the radial drilling machine. See, this is our next type of drilling machine, is the radial drilling machine. Okay, same. Here we can use that radial drilling machine. Simple. Here we can use the radial drilling machine. Simple. You have to remember, we can use that radial drilling machine to produce the hole on heavy duty workpiece. Okay, that radial drilling machine we can use for producing the hole on the heavy duty workpiece, or we can use that radial drilling machine to produce the hole on the large workpiece. Okay, the such type of the workpiece we cannot move here and there. Okay, for such type of the workpiece, for that heavy duty workpiece, or for heavy workpiece, or that large workpiece, to produce the hole on such type of the workpiece, we can use the radial drilling machine. That point you have to remember. We can use that radial drilling machine for producing the hole on large workpiece. Okay, or we can say that radial drilling machine we can use to produce the hole on heavy duty workpiece, to produce the hole on that large or heavy duty workpiece. For this purpose we can use the radial drilling machine. Why it is called as the radial drilling machine, that point also we are discussing. Now first upon we will discuss the construction and working of that radial drilling machine. See, this is the radial drilling machine. Okay, first upon we will discuss the construction, means which parts are present in that radial drilling machine. That point we will discuss firstly upon, and then we will discuss the working of that radial drilling machine. Okay, just we have to remember application. Here we can use that radial drilling machine. Simply we can use the radial drilling machine for producing the hole on the large workpiece or heavy duty workpiece. Okay, see the construction of that radial drilling machine. Okay, see, this is the line diagram for that radial drilling machine, and it consists of the following parts. Okay, see here, this is the part number 1. It is called as the bed, or we can call it is the base of that radial drilling machine. This is the part number 1. It is the base. Okay, base is the first part of your drilling machine. Then see the next part is column. This is the one vertical column is we are using in this radial drilling machine. Okay, also it is called as the pillar. That vertical column is there. Then next part of that drilling machine is table. Okay, see here, this is the part number 2. We can say this is the part number 2 is the column. Okay, this is the part number 3, table is there. Then part number 4, that is the radial arm is there. See, this portion is called as the radial arm, and we can say this part number 4 is there. This is the radial arm is there. Okay, then next part of your radial drilling machine is drill head. See, this portion, this whole portion is called as the drill head is there. This whole portion is called as the drill head. This is the part number 5 is there. Then spindle. This is the spindle. Part number 6 is there, spindle. Then okay, here this is the transmission system is here. Again, it consists of the motor is here. Again, in this side also we have mounted one motor is there. Means in that radial drilling machine we are using the 2 motors. Okay, try to understand the construction of that radial drilling machine. First upon, it consists of the base is there. On that base at the one corner of that base, okay, on that one corner of that base we have mounted one vertical column is there. Then on that vertical column, means that vertical column we have mounted on the base. Again, on that vertical column we have mounted one element, it is called as the radial arm is there. Okay, and on that radial arm, we have mounted one element, it is called as the drilling head is there. And inside this drilling head, Okay, inside that drilling here, all power transmission and driving mechanism is also present here. Okay, and on this bed or on that workpiece, we have mounted one table is there. Okay, table is there. Okay, and again on that radial armor, see this is the radial armor is there, that whole portion is called as radial armor is there, and on that radial armor we are providing here guideways also provided. Okay, guideways are also provided. Okay, this is the simple basic parts are present in that radial drilling machine. Now we will discuss function of each and every part. Okay, so once again I will show this is the actual radial drilling machine is here. Okay, try to understood again here. This is the part number one. This is the base of your radial drilling machine. This is the work table. Part number two, we can say this is the table. On that table we can hold the our workpiece is there. See, this is the vertical column is here. This is the part number three. This is the vertical column is here. On that vertical column we have mounted here. This is part number four. It is called as the radial arm is here. Okay, and on this radial arm, this whole portion, this whole portion is called as the radial arm is here. And on this radial arm we have mounted here drill head is here. This portion is called as the drill head is here. It is called as the part number five, we can say drill head is here. Again, inside that or on the top of that drill head we have mounted here motor is here for giving the power. Again, in this side also where here we can use the another motor is here. Here see, this is the spindle is here, and in that spindle we have attached a drill bit is here. Okay, so this is the radial drilling machine. Now we will discuss the function of each and every parts of that radial drilling machine. Okay, then what is the first part of that radial drilling machine is the base. Okay, then what is the function of that base? Base is nothing but it is the bottommost part of your radial drilling machine. Okay, so here it is the bottommost part of your drilling machine, and that base, okay, the base of that radial machine is again it is made up of the cast iron. It is made up from the cast iron, so that it having the high compressive strength is there. And the function of that base, okay, the function of that base is to support that whole part, or the function of that base is to support this whole assembly. Okay, to provide the support to that whole assembly. And also this base or that bed of that radial drilling machine, it will absorb the vibrations and shocks. Okay, it will absorb the vibration and shocks which are generated during the drilling operations. Okay, this is the basic function of your part number one, that is the base. Base is nothing but it is the bottommost part of your drilling machine. Okay, that base, it is used for providing the support to the all part of your assembly. Then also that base, it is made up from the cast iron, so that it having high compressive strength. And again, the next function of that base is it will absorb the vibration and shocks which is generated during the drilling operation. Okay, this is about the part number one. Then part number two is vertical column. See, this is the vertical column. Okay, that column is the vertical member is there, and that column, okay, see this column we have mounted on the one corner of or one side of your base. Okay, in that pillar type drilling machine, okay, in that pillar type drilling machine we have mounted this column at the center of your base. But in that radial drilling machine, you have to remember that column, okay, that column is nothing but it is the vertical element is there, and that vertical element we can mount on the one corner of your base. And the function of that column is to provide the support to the radial armor. Okay, to provide the support to the radial armor. Okay, then next part is the table. Okay, see, this is the table. Okay, that table is mounted on the base. This table is mounted on the base, and on this table we have provided the T type slots are provided. Okay, what is the function of that table and why that T slots are provided? Okay, with the help of that table and with the help of that T slot, we can easily mount your workpiece on this table. Okay, for holding purpose, to workpiece holding purpose, we have provided T slots on that table. Okay, and that table it will be round or rectangular in shape will be there. Okay, what will be the shape of that table? We can use a rectangular or a round type of table we can use, or that table we can mount on the base. The function of table is to hold the workpiece, and on that table we have provided T type of the slots, and with the help of that T slots we can easily grip, or we have to fix your workpiece on that table. This is the function of that table. The next part is radial arm. It is the very important, and it is the main part of your radial drilling machine. And okay, on this part, okay, because of this part, this machine is called as the radial drilling machine. Okay, why this drilling machine is given this radial drilling machine name? With because of this element, okay, because of this part, or with the help of, or from the name of this part, radial armor, we have given the name to that drilling machine is the radial drilling machine. Okay, see what is the function of that radial arm? Simple. Okay, radial armor, this part we can mount it, or we have attached this radial armor on this vertical column. See here, this is the vertical column is here, and on that vertical column this radial arm we have mounted. Okay, we have mounted, and the function of that radial arm is, okay, see this whole portion is called as the radial arm is here, and that radial arm we have mounted on the vertical column is here. Okay, and this radial arm, okay, see here, this radial arm we can rotate in 360-degree. Okay, this point you have to remember. Okay, inside that radial arm you have to remember that radial arm. Okay, because that radial arm is attached on this vertical column, and on this vertical column, okay, or around this vertical column, this radial arm we can rotate at 360. Means we can rotate it in all directions. See this whole radial arm, you have to imagine this whole radial arm we can rotate around this vertical column. Okay, and also we can move this radial arm in up and down. We can move this radial arm in upward and downward also. Okay, it means that two motion we can achieve with the help of this radial arm. Which motion we can achieve? Simple. With this radial arm we can rotate this radial arm in 360 around this vertical column. Also we can move up and down this radial arm along this column. Okay, this is the function. Okay, then okay, then see here, for achieving the, or to move this radial arm up and down, okay, to move this radial arm for, or we can say that for giving this, or simple we can say that to move that radial arm in upward and downward motion, we have attached here one elevating screw is here. With the help of that elevating screw, okay, with the help of that elevating screw we can move this radial arm in upward direction and in downward direction. And this, to rotate this radial, to rotate this elevating screw, okay, to rotate this elevating screw we have used here one motor is here. Okay, with the help of that motor we can rotate this elevating screw, and with the help of this elevating screw we can move that radial arm upward and downward direction. Okay, and also we can rotate that radial arm in 360 around this vertical column also. Okay, this is about the radial arm. Okay, then next part is drill head. See, this is the drill head. This portion is called as the drill head is here. This is the drill head is here. Okay, that drill head, you have to say that drill head is again mounted on this radial arm. See, this is the radial arm. Okay, and on that radial arm, okay, just 1 minute. Okay, see here, this is the radial arm is here, and on that radial arm we have mounted here this drill head is here. Okay, and inside this drill head, okay, inside this drill head all power transmission and drive units are present. Okay, okay, you have to remember drill head, it consists of all power transmission and drive elements also present in that drill head. Okay, and that drill head, this drill head we have mounted on this radial arm. Okay, the next part of your radial drilling machine is the spindle. Okay, we are knowing that spindle is the rotary element is there. Okay, and the function of spindle is, or inside that spindle, okay, inside that spindle we can hold the we can hold this we can hold this drill bit with the help of check. It means that inside this spindle here one check is provided, and inside that check we can hold your drilling tool is here. Okay, and we are knowing that this spindle is our rotary element is there. Simple. Okay, because of that spindle. Because of the rotary motion of the spindle, your that drill bit is also rotate, so that it is called as a rotary element. Okay. Okay, so this is the construction of your radial drilling machine. Okay, whether you understood the construction, simple. It consists of the base. It is the bottommost part. It will support to whole part of your drilling machine. Okay, also it will absorb, or it will absorb the vibrations and shocks which is induced during the drilling operation. Then vertical column, it is the column, it is the vertical member. Okay, and that column we have mounted on the base at the one corner. Okay, then this column, that this vertical column, it will be produce support to this radial arm. Again, the next part is the table. That table we have mounted on the base, and function of table is to hold the workpiece. Okay, and that T slots are also provided on that tables. Then next part, radial armor. Okay, that radial armor we have attached on the vertical column. Okay, on that radial armor, the this radial armor is attached on this vertical column. Okay, and that radial armor we can move up and down. Okay, with the help of that elevating screw, and also we can rotate this radial armor in 360 degree around this vertical column. Okay, to rotate this elevating screw, we have mounted here one motor is here. Again, this next portion is the drill head is here, and inside that drill head, it consists of the all power transmission units are there. Means it consists of the electrical motor is here, spindle is there, and all driving mechanism is also present in that drilling head is here, and that drilling head is mounted on the radial arm is here. Then spindle is the rotary element. Okay, and in at the end of that spindle we have attached the check is there, and inside the check we can hold the your drill bit is there. Okay, this is the construction of your radial drilling machine. Now we will discuss regarding to the, okay, just one minute. Just wait for 1 minute. Hello, hello,
Yes, sir.
hello. Please don't leave the meeting. Just wait for 1 minute. I'm going to start. Don't leave the meeting. Okay. Okay, now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, this is about the construction of your radial drilling machine. Now we will discuss regarding to the what is the working of that radial drilling machine, how that radial drilling machine is going to work. Simply, again, it is simply working is there. Say, fan we are giving the supply to that electrical motor is here. Okay, fan we are giving the supply to that motor. That motor is start to rotate, and when that motor is start to rotate, the power from that motor is given to the spindle. Okay, means when motor is start to rotate, means your spindle is also start to rotate. Okay, spindle is also start to rotate, and to give the feed, okay, we are knowing that at the end of the spindle we have mounted here that drill bit is here. Okay, means when your spindle is start rotate, means your that drill bit is also start rotate, and now the next part is only remaining, just we want to give the feed to that drill bit. Then how we can give the feed to that drill bit? Okay, once that single that drill bit is rotating, that time we have to give to the feed to that drill bit. Then how we can give the feed to that drill bit? Just we have to, for giving the feed to that drill bit, just we have to rotate this hand wheel is here. See, this is the hand wheel is there. When we are rotating this hand wheel in clockwise direction, and inside this drill head we are using the rack and pinion mechanism is there, and the function of that rack and pinion mechanism is, or that rack and pinion mechanism, it will be convert that a rotary motion of that hand wheel into the reciprocating motion, so that your spindle along with drill, it will be move upward or in downward with respect to the rotation of your hand wheel. Okay, and then it means with the help of that hand wheel we can press that drill bit into the workpiece, and that drill bit, it will be remove the metal from the workpiece, and it will produce the hole on your workpiece. Okay, this is the simple working of your radial drilling machine. Okay, once again I will summarize regarding to that radial drilling machine. That radial drilling machine we can use to produce the hole on heavy duty or large workpiece, which or such type of the workpiece we cannot move here and there. For such type of the workpiece we can use the radial drilling machine, because in that radial drilling machine we can move this radial arm. Okay, we can move this radial arm in 3-degree system, means we can move that radial arm in all these directions. Once you have to place that heavy duty workpiece on your work table, that time it is not necessary to move this workpiece. It is not necessary to move the workpiece. Just we have to fix, or just we have to rotate this radial arm. Okay, and with the help of that radial arm we can easily maintain, or we can easily adjust the height of your workpiece with the spindle, and then we can produce the drilling operation on that heavy duty workpiece. Okay, this is about the radial drilling machine. Okay, now we will discuss regarding to the next point. See, this is the radial drilling machine picture is there. Okay, then our next point is drilling operation performed by the operation performed by the drilling machine. Operations performed by the drilling machine, it means that which operation, okay, which type of operation we can perform on that drilling machine. Similarly, we are knowing that in that lathe machine, okay, already we have discussed regarding to the lathe machine. Okay, we are knowing that in that lathe machine we can perform the turning operation, facing operation. Okay, such type of in such manner we should know which type of operation we can perform on the drilling machine. Okay, see here, these are the following type of operation we can perform with the help of that drilling machine. These operations are simple operations are there. See here, first upon we can easily perform the drilling operation on the drilling machine. It is the main purpose of the drilling operation to produce the drilling operation. Then next operation we can perform on that drilling machine is boring operation. Okay, then boring operation is also we can perform on the drilling machine. Then we can perform reaming operation. Then we can perform the counter boring operation. Then we can perform the counter sinking operation, spot facing operation, and tapping operation. Okay, that 7 type of operation we can perform easily on that drilling machine. Now we will discuss one by one each operation. Okay, see, this is the first operation we can perform on that drilling machine, and it is the very basic operation is drilling. Then we are knowing that what is meant by that drilling. What is meant by that drilling operation? Drilling operations means simply it is the operation in which we can create a simple hole on your workpiece with the help of that drill bit. See, this is the workpiece is there. Okay, see, this is the workpiece is there, and in that workpiece we are going to creating, or we are going to producing one simple hole is there. Okay, this such type of the hole we can produce with the help of that drill bit is here. Okay, we are knowing that that drill bit we can hold in the spindle with the help of the check, and it is rotating along with the spindle. Okay, when that drill bit is rotating and when we are giving the feed to the drill bit in this direction, that time, okay, this drill bit, it will be remove the material from the workpiece and it will produce the hole on a workpiece. Okay, this process of producing the hole on workpiece is called as the drilling operation. Simple, it is a very basic operation of that on the drilling machine we can perform. Okay, then next operation we can perform on the drilling machine is reaming operation. Then what is meant by that reaming operation? Again, it is very simple operation. That reaming operation is nothing but it is the operation of finishing the existing hole. It is the operation of finishing the already existing hole. Suppose we are having one workpiece is there. Suppose this is the workpiece is there, and on that workpiece already we have produced the one hole is there. Okay, already we have produced one hole is there. Now we want to make finishing of that hole. Suppose we want to make the finishing of that already existing hole. Okay, then to making the finishing of that hole, we can use the reaming operation. Okay, that reaming operation is nothing but in operation. Okay, in this operation we can remove the material. We can remove the small amount of the material from existing hole. Okay, it means that with the help of that reaming operation, we can make the surface finishing of that existing hole. Okay, and to perform that reaming operation, we can use the tool. That tool is called as the reamer. Okay, this tool is called as the reamer is there. See, this is the reamer is there, and that reamer once again we can hold in that spindle with the help of the check. We can hold that reamer in the spindle. When spindle is start rotating along with the spindle, that reamer is also start rotating, and we have to give the feed to that reamer in downward direction so that your reamer is going to move inside that existing hole, and it will be remove the small amount of the material from that existing hole. See, okay, see the picture in that. This is the workpiece is there. Okay, and inside that workpiece already we have produced the hole. Okay, already we have produced the hole is here. So this is the already produced hole is here, and okay, and from that already existing hole we want to remove the material, or we want to, suppose we want to make the surface finishing of that hole. Okay, to making the surface finishing of existing hole, this process is called or this operation is called as the reaming operation. And you have to remember, in that reaming operation we can use the tool, it is called as the reamer. Simple, this is the reamer. Okay, you understood? Drilling means, what is meant by the drilling? Drilling means we have to produce the hole on your workpiece, and reaming means just we have to remove the small amount of the material from the existing holes. Means we have to make the surface finishing of that existing hole with the help of the reamer. It is called as the reaming operation. Then next operation we can perform on that drilling machine is boring operation. This is the third type of operation we can perform. Third number of operation is the boring operation. Then what is meant by that boring? Simple. Again, it is similar operation. Here, see here, in that boring operation we can use the boring tool. Then what is meant by that boring tool? Okay, see here, this is the boring bar is here. Okay, this whole portion, or it is called as the boring tool is here. Okay, this is the boring tool is here, and at the end of this tool, okay, at the end of this bar we have attached one single point cutting tool is here. See, this is the single point cutting tool is here. This is the single point cutting tool is attached at the end of this bar. Okay, and suppose this is your workpiece is there. Then what is meant by the boring? Again, boring operation is nothing but it is the operation in which the enlargement of already existing hole is carried out. Means what? Suppose again similar, suppose we are having workpieces there, and that on that workpiece already we have produced one hole is here. Okay, on that workpiece already we have produced one hole is here, and suppose the diameter of that hole, suppose the diameter of this hole is 10 mm. Okay, suppose the diameter of that hole, it will be 10 mm. Now suppose we want to increase this diameter. Suppose we want to make enlargement of this hole. Means suppose we want to increase the diameter of that hole from the 10 mm to the 12 mm. Okay, suppose we want to increase the diameter of that existing hole from the 10 mm to the 12 mm. Okay, for this purpose, for increasing this diameter of existing hole, okay, we can use the boring operation. See, this is the boring tool is here. Just we have to insert that boring tool into this existing hole, and we have to rotate that boring tool. with the help of the spindle we can rotate this boring tool. Okay, and at the end of that boring tool, or at the end of this bar, we have attached one single point cutting tool here, and with the help of that single point cutting tool, okay, with the help of this single point cutting tool, we can remove the material from that existing hole and we can make the enlargement of that hole. Okay, then we can make the enlargement of that hole. This process or this operation is called as the boring operation. Okay, then next operation we can perform on the drilling machine is counter boring. Okay, already we have explained what is meant by the boring. Boring means it is the operation in which we can increase the diameter of existing hole. We can increase the diameter of existing hole. It is called as the boring. Or simple in another language also we can say boring means it is the operation in which the enlargement of hole is take place. Enlargement of hole is take place. But then what is meant by the counter boring is here. Now here this is the another type of operation is here, counter boring. Okay, boring means what? We are knowing that boring means just increasing the diameter of hole. Then what is meant by the counter boring? See here, counter boring. Then see the definition. The counter boring means it is the operation in which the end of hole. See, this is the, suppose this is the workpiece is there, and inside that workpiece already we have produced the hole is here. Suppose this hole already we have produced on this workpiece is here. Okay, it is the operation in which the end of hole, suppose this is the end. Okay, this is the end. This is the end of that hole is here, which is already existing. It is enlarged cylindrically. Is enlarged cylindrically means what? That counter boring is nothing but in this operation we can, or we have to make enlargement of the hole. Okay, some portion of hole. Means suppose this whole that drill we have produced from this workpiece. Okay, and we are knowing that boring means we have to make, or we have to increase the diameter of that hole throughout. Okay, but in counter boring मध्ये आपल्याला पूर्ण होलाचा डायमीटर इन्क्रीज करायचा नाही. Okay, only some portion. Only some portion. Okay, only some portion we can make enlargement, but that enlargement it will be cylindrically. म्हणजे आपल्याला होलचा डायमीटर वाढवायचा आहे. कसा वाढवायचा आहे? Cylindrically. Okay, it means that we can increase the diameter of that hole, and that diameter we can increase cylindrically at the end of hole. म्हणजे ह्या होलच्या एंडला छोटासा भाग, काहीसा भाग आपण इन्लार्जमेंट करायचा आहे. तो कुठल्या शेप मध्ये इन्लार्जमेंट करायचा आहे? सिलेंड्रिकली. Okay, this is called as the counter boring. Okay, counter boring means it is the operation in which the end of hole which is already existing, we can make the enlargement of the such hole, but that enlargement it will be cylindrically. Okay, you have to remember that counter boring operation we can carry out only some portion of that existing hole. It is not necessary to carry out that counter boring operation in throughout hole. Okay, only some portion of that existing hole. Okay, this operation we can carry out on the some portion of that existing hole. Okay, means, okay, once again I will repeat here. Suppose we are having one workpiece is here, and on that workpiece this hole already we have produced. Okay, that boring means increasing the diameter, but they have given here counter boring. Counter boring means suppose only that much portion, only small amount of the portion of that existing hole we can make the enlargement. But which type of the enlargement we have to done? Cylindrically. Okay, that cylindrically enlargement we can produce here like this. Okay, this is called as the counter boring. The next operation we can carry out on that drilling machine is counter sinking. Again, it is similar to the counter boring. Counter sinking means again in this operation we can, or it is the operation of making the conical enlargement at the end of the hole. Okay, means suppose this is the workpiece is there, and in that workpiece already we have produced a hole is here. Okay, and suppose here we want to make the counter sinking. Counter sinking means okay, to some portion of this hole, already existing hole, we can make enlargement. But which type of the enlargement we have to done at the end of this hole? Which type of the enlargement we have to done? Counter sinking means conical enlargement we have to done. Okay, means we have to increase the diameter we have to, in this operation, we can increase the diameter of that existing hole at the end of hole. But how we can increase this diameter? We can increase this diameter of that hole in conical shape. Okay, in conical manner we have to increase the diameter. Only that much portion, only some portion of that existing hole we can make the enlargement of that some portion of that existing hole, but that enlargement it will be conical. Okay, that enlargement it will be conical. Okay, means conical, we can increase the diameter of that existing hole up to the some portion in conical manner. Okay, in conical manner we can make the enlargement of that hole up to some portion. It is called as the countersinking. Okay, then spot facing operation. What is meant by that pot facing operation? Again, it is similar. Okay, in that pot spacing operation, we can make the enlargement of the hole at the top, at the end of the hole. We can make the enlargement, but that enlargement it will be square. Okay, similar. Suppose this is the workpiece is here, and in that workpiece already we have produced a one hole is here, and suppose in this workpiece or in this hole we want to make spot facing. That spot facing means, okay, the end of that hole or some portion of that hole at the end, some portion of hole, suppose we want to make the spot facing. That spot facing means, again it is the similar process. It is the process of making the enlargement, or we can increase the diameter of that hole, but we can increase the diameter of that hole up to the some portion in square manner. Okay, we can increase this diameter in square manner. Okay, means we can produce the hole like this. This is the workpiece is there. Okay, this shape we can produce. Okay, this is called as the spot facing. This square shape, square enlargement we can carry out at the end of the hole. Okay. Okay, in counter boring, we can produce the cylindrical enlargement. We have to done means like this. Okay, cylindrical enlargement we can carry out, and in countersinking, in that countersinking we can carry out conical enlargement. We can carry out the conical enlargement. Okay, this is the spot facing. Okay, then next operation we can perform on that drilling machine is the tapping operation. And what is meant by the tapping operation? That tapping operation is nothing but it is the operation in which we can produce the internal thread. We can produce the internal thread on that existing hole. Okay, suppose this is the workpiece is there, and on that workpiece we have produced one hole is here. Okay, that hole already we have produced, and suppose we want to make the internal thread. Suppose we want to make the internal thread on that hole. Okay, and this internal thread we can carry it out in this existing hole with the help of the tool. It is called as a tap. This tool is called as the tap. With the help of the tap, we can produce the internal thread on this existing hole, or this operation. This whole operation is called as a tapping operation. This is the workpiece is here. Inside that workpiece already we have produced one hole is here, and inside that hole we have to produce the internal thread. Then we can produce the internal thread with the help of this tapping tool is here. That tapping tool again we have to hold in that spindle, and that tapping tool we want to rotate along with that spindle, and we have to feed that tap tool in this direction into that existing hole, so that it will be generate internal thread on that existing hole. Okay, this process is called as a tapping operation. Okay, this all operation we can carry out on the drilling machine. Okay, once again I will summarize. Drilling operation means, okay, in the drilling machine we can produce the drilling operation. Drilling operation is nothing but just producing the hole on that workpiece. It is called as the drilling operation. Drilling operation we can produce with the help of the drilling tool. It is also called as the multi-point cutting tool. Okay, then boring operation means it is the process, or it is the operation in which we can increase the diameter of existing hole. Suppose already we have produced one hole is here, and suppose we want to increase, or suppose we want to enlarge, we have to do the enlargement of that hole. Okay, for this purpose we can use the boring operation. Simply you have to remember, in simple word, boring operation means just we have to increase the diameter of that existing hole with the help of the boring tool. Boring tool means, okay, This is the one rod is here, and at the end of this rod we have to use the single point cutting tool is here, and this tool we can hold in the spindle, and we can rotate that this boring tool with the help of that spindle, and the single point cutting tool, it will be remove the material, and that existing hole we can make enlargement of that existing hole. Then rimming operation means it is the operation in which we can make surface finishing of that existing hole. Again similar process, workpiece, insert that workpiece, that hole is already we have produced, and suppose we want to make finishing of that, suppose we want to make the internal finishing of that existing hole, means small amount of material we want to remove from that existing hole, and suppose we want to make the surface finishing of that hole, that time we can use the rimming operation. Okay, with the help of the rimming operation we can make the surface finishing of that existing hole, and in that rimming operation we can use the tool, it is called as the rimmer. Then counter boring means we have to carry out counter boring operation, means it is the operation in which we can carry out the enlargement of the hole up to the some portion. We can carry out the enlargement of the hole up to the, we can carry out the enlargement of the existing hole up to the some portion, up to this portion, up to some portion, and that enlargement it will be cylindrically. Okay, that enlargement it will be cylindrically, it is called as the counter boring. Suppose that enlargement it will be conical, it is called as the counter sinking. And when this enlargement it will be squared type is there. Okay, this enlargement it will be square type, it is called as the spot facing operation is here. And then last operation is the tapping operation, means it is the operation in which we can produce the internal thread on the existing hole. Suppose this is the existing hole is here, already we have produced one hole is here, and suppose inside that hole, suppose we want to make the internal thread. Okay, then we can produce the internal thread on that existing hole with the help of the tapping tool. Okay, tapping tool is we are using in this tapping operation. That tapping tool we can hold in the spindle, and along the spindle we can rotate that tapping tool, and we have to give the feed to that tapping tool into that workpiece, so that it will be generate the thread on that existing hole. Okay, this is about the operation, or such type of the operation we can carry out on that drilling machine. Okay, so once again I will summarize, or I will show you. Okay, now we will summarize which point we have studied in this lecture. Okay, in this lecture we have studied regarding to the radial drilling machine. Okay, inside that radial drilling machine we are using the radial arm is here. Okay, and this radial arm we can rotate in 360 degree around this column, and also we can move that radial arm in up and down with the help of that elevating screw is here. And that radial drilling machine we can use for producing the hole on heavy duty or large workpiece. Okay, suppose we want to produce the hole on heavy or large workpiece, those workpiece we cannot move here and there. Okay, for such type of the workpiece we can use the radial drilling machine. Okay, in that radial drilling machine it consists of the base, column, radial arm is here, then drill head is here. Okay, then also we have seen drilling machine operation, means which operation we can carry out on the drilling machine. We can carry out the drilling operation, boring operation, rimming operation, counter boring, counter sinking, spot facing, and tapping operation. That much operation we can easily carry out on the drilling machine. Okay.